Hello and welcome to Master Stage. And today we are going to discuss about the adaptations and accommodation. It is a part of pedagogy in special education, and this chapter is there for AP TET as well as CTET and UGC NET. So we'll discuss understand the adaptations and accommodation. So adaptation means changes made to teaching methods and material or learning process to help the children with the specially needed access curriculum effectively. So here methods, material, learning process has to be help changed for the children with special needs. Okay, CWSN. So that the curriculum can be accessed effectively. Then what is accommodation? It is the support provided without changing learning expectation. So it helps the students to demonstrate knowledge in alternate ways uh, with list maintaining the curriculum standard. Okay, here the example is given providing audiobook for the visually impaired students. So they unable to read. However, in order to give the curriculum information or syllabus completely, instead of books, we give the audio books so that they can learn the subject, they can learn the curriculum effectively. That is called accommodation. And second one, see, like simplifying the text complexity for a child with intellectual disability. Okay, so the curriculum is not changed here, but the way we explain is going to be simplified. That is called adaptation. Okay, so I hope you understand this adaptation and accommodation. Then why adaptation matter in special education? So as you know, the special education means for the childrens with the disabled. Okay, so there is a barriers, there is a problems in learning, like they cannot uh, have physical facilities. There is a challenge. So there is a cognitive process different, the thinking process is very slow and with the compare with the normal children. Then sensory limitation, visual, audio. Okay, these are the limitation. Then communication problem, they are unable to talk properly. So these are the barriers in learning. So that is the reason, this is the reason adaptations is required. So inclusive classroom, like children with the special needs requires uh, individual support, okay, to participate meaningful. Mainstream education means they can learn along with the normal students. So NEP 2020, so National Education Policy 2020, more importance given for the inclusive education for all the learners, including disabled people. So Rights of Persons with Disabilities Act, RPwD Act 2016. So you should remember uh, its mandates to accommodate for the specially disability students. Okay, so this is the reason, barriers we discussed, the goals we discussed. Then types of adaptations. So how you have to adaptations takes place without changing the curriculum. Okay, instructional adaptation, so modifying the teaching methods and strategies. As we discussed, for the learners you can Visible learners, you can use the audiobook, and those who are intellectually disabled people, you can explain in some other way, simplifying language. Then curriculum adaptation, so adjusting content and learning outcome. So environmental, creating accessible physical spaces. Some people want to write, study in quiet places. For them, you have to create such places. Those who are unable to mingle with the students, you have to singly see the information to them. Then access assessment adaptation, so evaluation method, the way you're checking the uh, you're giving the marks or checking pattern need to be changed. Behavioral social, uh, supporting emotional and social needed children. So there are five types of adaptations: instructional adaptations, circular adaptations, environmental adaptation, assessment adaptation, then behavioral and social. So what is instructional adaptation? So the word says instructional. So simplified instruction. If the topic is big, complex, you have to break into small tasks so that they can understand easily. Okay. Then multi-sensor teaching, engaging, you have to use the visuals, auditory and kinesthetic learning channel simultaneous for the better adaptation. So you have to use visual using the big words. Okay, the size of the words is big. Auditory, use the uh, like uh, speak or something like kinesthetic learning channel. So those who are unable to write properly, okay, and for them you have to provide some extra support. Peer tutoring, so pair student to collaborate learning and social development. So you have to mingle with the students, okay, so that they can learn the social skills, and they'll also become collaborative learning. Task analysis, so divide learning activities into sequential achievable component. So some task is given, the task is going to be divided in a particular sequence so that they can understand. So instructional adaptation, like example, teaching reading to a child with learning disability using phoning cards, audio support, and tracing letters in sand. So you can use the different adaptations. Then circular adaptation. So what is this? um, like you have to reduce the content, you have to modify the learning outcomes, you have to give the flexible pacing, then prioritizing essential. So reduced content means, so focus on four concepts while eliminating the non-essential detail for better comprehension. So you want to tell everything, but you cannot go detailedly. So only small, what is essential components are there that you have to tell. So modify learning outcome. So adjust expectation to match individual student capacities and developmental levels. Then flexible pacing. So allow the extra time. Okay, so that they will master in that concept. So you should not go. You should not try to finish your curriculum uh, uh, like early. Prioritizing essential. So you have to give importance for the fundamental skills like LSRW and minimum calculations and all those stuff you have to give. So example, in mathematics, focus on basic operation before introducing the complex word problems for a child with intellectual disabilities. So those who are intellectual disabilities, start with the small things, then go for the before going for the complex things. Then environmental adaptation. So this is the environment. Here it is. This is the classroom. Okay, the front rows for those who are unable to hear properly, those who are unable to see properly. Let them sit in the front rows. Okay, visual support those who are unable to view, so let them have big charts, schedules and color material. Then nice reader, quiet learners, some people don't want to study along with other people because they are unable to have the attention. Okay, that is we can say that ADHD, that means attention deficit disorder. Okay, and autism spectrum disorder, ASD. These people also make them to sit separately, let them learn. Then physical accessibility, so adaptation. So in a school or a classroom, they are unable to walk through normal steps, okay, or they are unable to enter into the doors, okay, and they are unable to sit with the normal in normal benches or chairs. For them you have to provide like ramps, okay, so they comes in the wheelchair, and the doorways also should be a bigger one, the furniture also should be adjustable. So here a child with autism benefits from structured, visually organized classroom with a minimal sensor distraction. So just go through this one PPT, then it will be helpful to you. Then assessment accommodation. So when you are examining, so you have to give some extra time. So you should not pressure the child. Uh, you have to finish this particular time. Okay, if you are giving 15 minutes to all the children, you give 30 minutes, 40 minutes so that they can finish their task. Then alternative formats, okay, so when you're telling oral, written, audio or digital assessment, so you have to give the options for them. Then scribe support, those who are unable to write on their own, they have the motor difficulties, so you have to make the scribe the person who support while writing the exam. Okay, so scribe is necessary. Enlarge print, so those who are having the visual problem, you have to give the larger font books, okay, and high contrast colors so that they can finish it up this. For example, a child with dysgraphia uses computer uh, to type answers instead of handwriting during the examination. Dysgraphia, those who disability in writing, for them you can give the computer, okay, simply they will press the buttons and give the answer. So this is the assessment accommodation. You have to you have to provide extra time, then you have to give the all alternative formats, then scribe support, then enlarge printing. Then let us see what is the difference between accommodation and modification. So so in accommodation, the curriculum objective is same, you cannot change the same, but you have to support to access learning. So uh, you have to give the audiobooks for the visually impaired students, VI students. Then you have to give extra time for the test, and you have to give the preferential seating, those who are visually impaired and auditory impaired, let them sit in front. Use of calculator, so if you're unable to use a like normal like dyscalculia, you can use of calculator is essential. Modification, so you have to change the curriculum objectives. So after what students expected to learn, simplify text with the reduced vocabulary, fewer questions and assessment, then alternative learning outcome, different grade level content. Okay, so you have to change the curriculum. For example, the student is 9 but is unable to cope up with the ninth standard, so you give 6th standard or 7th standard. Okay, then question should be not difficult one, you have to make a simple one. Okay, and instead of using the complex words to understand, you can reduce the simplified words. This is a modification. And accommodation means you have to change the things, you have to adapt the things Okay, you have to support the things to make sure that they are going to learn the uh, information with the alternative means, that is called accommodation. Then modification means simply you are going to modify the curriculum things. Okay, so this is the thing. So adaptation for specific disabilities, so learning LD, like you can use multi-sensor instruction, graphic organizers, and then assistive technology, then extra processing time. Autism spectrum students, so you can use the visual schedules, structure routine, social stories, sensory breaks, and clear expectation. So intellectual disabilities, so for them you can use a simplified content, concrete examples and repetitions, and like a life skill focus. Then visually impaired, so you can use the braille material, audio resources, tactical ads, and enlarged print and screen readers. Hearing impairment, so use the sign language, okay, visual aids, captions, FM system, and preferential seating, written instruction. Physical disabilities, accessible furniture, assistive devices, modified physical education activities, extra uh, movement time. So this is about the uh, of course this is a little bit difficult chapter, adaptation and accommodation. Go through this one, it definitely help the same. If you have any issues in learning the same, please do uh, approach me through our Masters Teach app. Okay, I'll clarify the same. Thank you. All the best for your coming examination.